In today's video, I am going to show you the Terraform and the Python code and demo this here, which is an Azure Key Vault Python web app using the Flask framework demo. So what you see in front of you is how it's broken down. We have a Linux virtual machine sitting in Azure, and running on it is a web application written in Python using a very popular web framework called Flask. So what happens is the user has the ability to either view the web page of the app, or they can even SSH into the server to administer it. And they get in through this public IP address. Of course, you may want to restrict SSH to private IPs, use a VPN, but just anyway, for this demo, it'll all be through a public IP address. There's a network security group in Azure that will only allow in SSH and web access. And then the way that the app sitting on the VM works is that the app will use a library. It will make a request for a secret to the Key Vault. Now, the Key Vault in Azure is where can be stored secrets, keys, and certificates. And in AWS and Google Cloud, you actually have different types of infra for different things. You got one for secrets, it's called Secret Manager, and you got a different place to store certificates, like in AWS I think it's called Amazon Certificate Manager or something. Azure is pretty unique for the clouds. It stores everything in one thing called the Key Vault. So I actually think that's pretty cool. And yeah, the way the app works is the app will have a library. It'll use an Azure library to request the secret using a managed identity. So an identity that the VM actually has. And the Key Vault will say, okay, who's requesting the secret? It's this Linux VM, no problem. Here's the secret. And then the web app can use this secret whichever way it wants to. In our example, it's going to actually display that secret out in plain text. It's going to print it just to prove that it worked. Obviously, you probably do something different in real life with a secret. But anyway, what I'm going to show you next is I'm going to show you the code. This is Terraform that we've used to build out the Azure infrastructure. And as I say, this web app is actually a Python app. It uses the Azure library to request a secret. It uses Flask, which is a common web framework that's used within Python. So without further ado, let's go look at the code. So here we are, we're on my local terminal on my personal server, and you can see there's Terraform files here. We're going to have a quick look at the code. You just want to demonstrate there's a state file there, meaning I've already actually applied this. I'm not going to actually perform the apply, but let's review the code. So we start off here with a provider, which is for Azure RM. And I'm also using another provider called Random, which I'm going to use to actually name some of my resources. So here's further provider definition here. For me to get it to work, I actually had to provide the subscription ID and the tenant ID as well. You may or may not need to do that. Here's the provider for Random that is specified. This is something, if you're not used to using Azure, it's very common to just have to put this in every single Terraform code that you have. This just loads the current configuration in case you need to read values from it. Now I do have some local variables here because I already have the resource group, and I'm specifying up front as well my location. So I'm going to reuse this. There are other ways of doing this. Let's advance down a page. So in my code I've got a VNet here, it's just a /16. I've got a subnet, which is a /24. I've got a public IP, which we're going to need later. So that's here defined. Let's look at the network interface. Let me scroll down a bit. So it's pretty normal with Terraform that sometimes you've got to start small and get bigger. So we're starting with a network interface. And in here, we've actually got an internal IP address, but there'll also be an external IP address as well here, which refers to the public IP resource that we just had created. And now we've got a network security group, which kind of is like firewall rules for Azure. So one we've got here for SSH, allow port 22. Let me scroll down. And then we've got another rule here, which also is for inbound TCP. This time on port 5000. This is for Flask. So Flask commonly uses a higher range port. You can use other ports, but I'm going to stay with the default, which is 5000. And just for completeness, we've got a couple other rules here defined. These weren't necessary at all, but it's an example of what you might do in real life. Is you might allow port 80 and port 443 for HTTP and HTTPS traffic. We are not even going to use certificates in this demo. We're only going to use port 5000. I just wanted to show you anyway. often this is pretty typical for Terraform, is you've made these other things earlier. Now what you have to do is bind them together as a pair. So here we've got this Azure RM Network Interface Security Group Association, and this is where you bind the two together. The NIC that we already created with the public and the private IP, you bind that to the network security group, and it just connects the two. Now we're using this resource thing here. This is just a parameter. It's just a byte length for random. Don't worry about that too much. Here we create the key vault. And in this example, we're giving the name of the key vault. We're actually giving it like a random suffix here. That's why I use random provider. And otherwise, everything is pretty standard. We're using a standard SKU. There's an access policy, and here there's going to be secret and key permissions. Now, this is actually a big list. In real life, what you would do is you would cut this down. But to avoid having to debug a lot in the first place, I've just included everything. I could have been much more selective. We're only using secrets, but yeah, you could be using keys. For example, you could be having an encrypted disk and wanting to keep the key inside Azure Key Vault. I haven't done that on this occasion. I'm only using a secret, but I just showed this for completeness, that this is the array of permissions that you can choose from. And now I want to show you the secret that we've created. We're actually creating the secret in Terraform here. So Azure Key Vault secret, and it's got a name in case this is how it's referred to if you need to retrieve it. But the value of this secret is this is the secret. So yeah, obviously I just chose something super obvious, and it's associated with that key vault that we created earlier. Now look, you wouldn't put this in your Terraform code normally, or if you did, you might use like, I don't know, an ephemeral value, ephemeral resource or something. But quite often, if it's a secret for an app and you're not operating at too high a scale, you might well just enter this manually in the console using the UI or something like that. You wouldn't normally just have it here. You definitely wouldn't commit this kind of sensitive information to your actual code. But this is just a demo, of course. Now here's the virtual machine. Now if you're not aware of this, in Azure Terraform there's actually two different resources, one for Linux and a separate one for Windows. I'm not 100% sure why, because obviously the image is obviously going to be different, but you have to specify that. But for whatever reason, it actually uses a different resource. It's a kind of a little quirk. It's got a name, and I'm just using B1S, which is like 1 CPU, 1 gig of RAM. It's more than enough for what we're going to use. I've set a username for the admin. I've associated the NIC with it. This is going to be the SSH key. It's actually going to copy the key that I have locally on my machine. I already pre-created. It's going to copy that over. So that's handy. I won't have to copy it myself after. And just some standard stuff related to the disk. And this is the Ubuntu 22.04, also known as Jammy image, that's going to be on there. And it's going to have a managed identity. And I just scrolled again. We're now at the end. One of the only remaining things left is that there's a key vault access policy for the virtual machine. So this is obviously this is critical in order for the web application in Python. It's going to go to the key vault via the application library, and the key vault is going to see an incoming request, and it's going to see it as coming from the VM, and it's going to use this policy to say, yes, you're allowed. And you can see here I've got secret and key permissions, but the main thing is it's got the ability to get a secret. So this is absolutely critical that you had this part here. And then I've got a couple of output variables just that are going to be handy for me. I'm not passing them to any modules. It's going to be the public IP address of the virtual machine that's being created, and also the vault URI, because we are going to need this. We're going to need to put the key vault URI. Some people think of it as a URL. We're going to need the key vault address to put that in our Python application. Okay, so we've checked out the Terraform code. And I mentioned before I'd already done this, so let's SSH now into this machine. Remember, it's got an admin, like a root user, admin user, and this is the IP address. Don't try to hack this; it will be deleted by the time I post this video, so there's no point in trying to hack that IP address. Just logging in now. Give it a few seconds, and here we are. Very good. Now let me just clear the screen. And what I want to show you is the contents of this directory here. So we've got two files. Before we look at the Python code, let's look at this prerequisites first. So this is something you have to do first. Obviously do an update, and we need to also install Python and pip as well, because this is a fresh Ubuntu build. It doesn't have even Python or pip yet. And then after that, we need to install the requisite modules or libraries using pip. So in this case, there's 3. There's Flask, which is the web framework. There is Azure Identity, which is the sort of the basic thing you need to authenticate to Azure. And there's also this Azure Key Vault secrets, which will allow you to retrieve secrets. So those are the prerequisites. Let's have a look at the Python code now. And here we go. And as you can see, it's super short. So at the very top, we've got the import of the libraries. And if you're familiar with Flask, this will make a lot of sense to you. And if not, you can kind of tell what it's saying anyway. This is pretty standard. The only thing that isn't standard is this part here, and this is very specific to what we're doing, and the rest is pretty standard. So first of all, we've got here the Key Vault URL, and what I've already done is I have just made sure that there was this 0. Every time I make this right, this hex code here, because it's randomized, it will change. So it makes it convenient for me. Every time I build out this infrastructure, I just only have to edit 2 characters. So this is the unique URI that was obtained as an output variable when we applied the Terraform code. And then here it's saying that when you go to the root of the web server, we're not going to any particular path, we're just going straight to the root, that it will run this function here. First, it will initialize, authenticate with Azure, and then second, it will create this variable here called secret client, which is using this function from the library, taking that Key Vault URL, taking the credential that was just obtained here earlier on with the managed identity, and then it's creating a new variable called secret, which is getting from here this object, and it's getting a get secret app secret, which is the name of the secret. Remember the key, get the value related to that key, and then here it's just going to print to the screen, because this is an F string. It's going to print secret from Key Vault, and it's going to print hopefully what we saw earlier. And then this is pretty standard stuff. It's just saying it's being served on port 5000. So let's go have a look. So all that remains is just to get this web server running. We're going to run Python and then app.py, and it's running. And now we're just in the Chrome browser, and I've already pre-filled the URL here. It's on port 5000. It's HTTP only. We're not doing any certificate management at this stage, so let me just execute that. And there you can see, this is the text being returned from the program within the Flask framework, secret from Key Vault. This is the secret. So excellent. You can see that it's totally worked. Of course, we're printed to the screen, but in real life you would do something completely different with whatever secret you're retrieving. You wouldn't print it to the screen. That would be crazy, obviously. And there are a number of ways to get secrets. And some people, for example, in years gone by might have used environment variables, but they are not particularly safe. They're exposed to the entire operating system environment. This is a great way of getting a secret, using a managed identity that you've assigned already, and then using a library from the application. This is a fantastic way of secrets management from an application. The cloud's libraries themselves. And I know that was pretty small on the screen, so I've just enlarged it just in case you didn't believe me. So that's it. That was the code and demo for a Python web app using Flask, interacting with Azure Key Vault to retrieve a secret in a very excellent way that is pretty security conscious. I hope you appreciated this. Let me know what you think. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Come back for more. We always got tons of cloud, Terraform, Python, Bash, Kubernetes, anything cloud native, anything web related. Come back and we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Bye bye.